The Biden administration, they use the auto pan. This is some sort of auto pan. It can't be true. It must be fake. I mean, what an idiot. What a right-wing MAGA buffoon. So, as you all may know, Donald Trump is accused of, writing this little birthday card to Jeffrey Epstein, if you haven't already heard. And this birthday card, he writes his signature as to show the pubic hair of a woman, and he writes, some pretty disgusting things in it. The key point here is this comes from Jeffrey Epstein's estate. In other words, for this letter to be fake, which I'm not saying it is, I think it's real, someone would have had to have planted it in Jeffrey Epstein's possession a very, very long time ago. Trump has called the letter fake, like his fake hair transplants, his fake hair, his fake teeth, his fake orange skin color. He's called this fake. But he is flatly denying that this is real. Even at the time of denial, it was quickly called into question weeks ago. And among the many weird things that Donald Trump and his administration have said and done to say that this is a fake letter, they're now using different excuses like auto pen was used, it was planted there. We also know that many in Trump's orbit also wrote these birthday cards / letters. They've said that he never did artwork or doodled when Trump donated an autographed doodle every year to charity. So we know that that's also a lie. So obviously there's a lot of lies in here. But I wanted to play for you the excuses that some in the Trump administration and even MAGA Republicans are saying in regards to this letter. It really is comical and it's insane. So Burchett, who I like to call Forrest Gump 2.0, the right version, because he sounds like him and he talks like him, and stupid is what stupid does. Listen to what Burchett said when asked by Manu Raju if he believes that this is Trump's signature and this is his little doodle / letter. Listen to this.
I mean, anybody can do a signature. We've seen the auto pen's been used quite a bit with the Biden administration. So I've never known Trump to be much of an artist either. So I kind of draw that into question.
I think there's a history of him drawing
stuff. The thing is, it's been there for 4 years and now it's just come out. I just don't buy it.
So you think really someone might have just forged this somehow and sent this to the app?
Somehow. It's so easy to do. I just don't buy any of it right now because we have a prior administration that's had a history of dishonesty, and they bring something like this out now. Why wouldn't they bring it out during the campaign?
Why didn't they bring it out during the campaign? This last administration has a history of dishonesty. I mean, Donald Trump is the man of honor and integrity. And, there's no way. I mean, somebody must have planted this 20 years ago. That's why didn't Biden release the Epstein files? If he knew that Trump was in there, why didn't he release the Epstein files? There's got to be an auto pan. I mean, the Biden administration, they use the auto pan. This is some sort of auto pan. It can't be true. It must be fake. I mean, what an idiot. What a right-wing MAGA buffoon. Oh, my God, Burchett. Stupid is what stupid does. I don't think it's real. I think it was an auto pan. Blah, blah, blah. Let me repeat once again. Donald Trump could literally have a child on camera on a public street, and Burchett would call it AI and blame the Biden administration. These people have no integrity and no moral compass, and Burchett is a complete freaking idiot. Speaking of idiots, Donald Trump's sons, Uday and Kusei. Well, let's go to Eric Trump to start. Eric Trump makes the case that my father couldn't have done this because he doesn't sketch out cartoon drawings. Have a listen to this lame excuse.
But it's something also beyond all this stuff. The news story today is that this stupid drawing, that your dad allegedly gave to Epstein. And you and I actually were sitting around joking about this a while back when it first came out. We were like, this is the most absurd stuff in the world. But Mike Johnson is like walking back. Last week he said, he was an FBI asset in the whole prosecution of this. Then he tried to walk it back. So this is like the dumbest thing in the world.
I can tell you my father does not sketch out cartoon drawings. I mean, it's insane, not to mention Epstein's a lawyer. said he asked specifically about Donald Trump, and Donald Trump never once came up, and there was no correlation. And it's ironic, given that my father was the very guy that threw him out of the club because he thought he was a scumbag. My father's intuition was actually incredibly right.
Absolutely unbelievable. First of all, let me just add once again, Donald Trump has donated an autographed doodle every year to charity. And the charity director also says that Trump provided 2 signed drawings back in 2004. So the idea that he's not a doodler or he doesn't do any of this stuff is a blatant lie. And he thinks this is ridiculous. Hey, Eric, your rapist father, adjudicated rapist, your father, whose own ex-wife accused him of rape, including 25 other women, who Jeffrey Epstein called one time his best friend over the course of 10 years or so. And you're saying this is out of left field? Absolutely and positively ridiculous. But let's talk a little bit more about Hunter Biden's laptop. Yeah, let's talk a little bit more about that. What a joke. What an absolute joke this is. And then we go to Gymnasium Jordan. Yes, that's right, folks. Jim Jordan himself, spelled with a G. Just like the old days in those locker rooms at Ohio State when Gymnasium Jordan turned a blind eye towards young boys being sodomized. And now he says he's not interested in talking more about Trump's relationship with one of the biggest child sex traffickers on the planet in Jeffrey Epstein because he doesn't believe it. This is the same guy again who allowed young teenage boys to be abused at Ohio State. I know this. I've even interviewed a few of them. Gymnasium Jordan enabled young boys to be. So should we be surprised that he's now enabling the himself, Donald Trump? Listen to Gymnasium Jordan.
Don't you want to learn more about Trump's relationship or friendship with Epstein?
No, I want to have Director Patel in next week where we'll ask him about all kinds of things. I haven't seen it. Don't buy it.
No, I don't. We'll talk about Kash Patel, about some other stuff. Let's talk about the Hunter Biden laptop. Let's talk about drag queens. Let's talk about banning books. Let's talk about transgenders. Let's talk about that. Let's do that. That stuff's more important. No, let's not talk about the fact that, I'm still coddling a pedophile and a wannabe dictator and a guy who bragged about going into teenage girls' locker rooms. And yes, a guy that absolutely is in the Epstein files in Donald J. Trump, the adjudicated rapist himself.